Currently, North Korea is enjoying unprecedented wartime windfall and making an enormous amount of money. It is even said that just from these wartime special benefits, they have earned an amount equivalent to their annual GDP. Today, let's take a closer look at this issue. Let's get right into it. Over the past 3 years, North Korea is estimated to have enjoyed massive wartime special benefits through military cooperation with Russia. According to Japan's Nihon Keizai Shimbun, North Korea is estimated to have secured profits of about 18.8 trillion won from arms exports and dispatching troops. This amount is evaluated to be on par with North Korea's annual gross domestic product, or GDP. For North Korea, which has long suffered from a shortage of foreign currency due to international sanctions, this means a huge influx of funds that could shake the entire national economy. North Korea is known to be supplying Russia with large quantities of artillery shells, multiple rocket launchers, and ballistic missiles. In particular, there is evidence that even the KN-23 short-range ballistic missile known as the North Korean version of the Iskander has been provided, causing concern in the international community. In addition, it is reported that North Korean special forces, engineering units, drones, reconnaissance and firepower, and fire support personnel have been deployed to the Ukrainian front. In return for this kind of military support, North Korea is receiving not only dollars and foreign currency, but also oil, food, military raw materials, and even advanced military technology. As a result, the North Korean economy is showing unexpected growth. According to analyses by the Bank of Korea and various research institutes, North Korea's economic growth rate for 2024 is estimated to be around 3.7%. This is the fastest growth since 2016, when the UN Security Council toughened sanctions on North Korea. In fact, North Korea has achieved positive growth for 2 consecutive years. Especially, it is reported that the operation rate of factories has increased significantly as the production of military supplies has surged. As Russia's prolonged war has created a huge demand for ammunition and weapons, there are even assessments that North Korea's military industry is now operating at full capacity. The problem is that this trend could bring significant changes to the North Korean regime as well. Unlike before, when North Korea depended on small-scale smuggling or illegal trade, it is now building a system to reliably secure large amounts of foreign currency and resources through strategic cooperation with Russia. Russia's support is largely neutralizing international sanctions pressure. Considering that Russia is a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council, there is also analysis that the existing sanctions system against North Korea itself is being shaken. It is reported that North Korea has immediately dispatched about 20,000 troops to Ukraine. The salary per soldier is said to be about $2,000 per month, which is around 2.95 million won. If a soldier is killed in action, up to $10,000, about 15 million won, is paid. The National Intelligence Service reports that as of February 2026, North Korean military casualties reached 6,000. North Korea likely saw these losses as financial. The Korea Institute for National Security Strategy estimates North Korea could make up to $14.4 billion from Russia by deploying troops. It was even assessed that this could amount to 21 trillion won. In effect, sanctions against North Korea have been rendered powerless. On top of that, as I mentioned earlier, North Korea is receiving weapons materials, military technology, and daily necessities, which has also helped to somewhat resolve their food shortage problem. As the North Korean economy shows signs of growth, there are indications that the living standards of Pyongyang citizens have improved compared to before. According to testimonies from people who visited Pyongyang in the fall of 2025, the number of luxury cars on the streets has increased significantly, and there were quite a few Japanese and European brand cars with private license plates. Of course, this is not the case throughout all of North Korea, but it is clear that the economic situation there is improving. In 2025, North Korea resumed train operations connecting Moscow and Pyongyang and also launched direct flights. In June 2026, they are also planning to open a bridge exclusively for cars crossing the Tumen River. As a result, it is expected that mutual trade will also increase. The British think tank Chatham House evaluated that this bridge over the Tumen River will serve as a useful route for transporting military supplies and ammunition for both sides. Perhaps North Korea has found an answer here, as they have been making more statements about benefiting from arms exports, and the wartime boom Kim Jong-un has recently been mentioning terms related to advanced technologies and weapon systems, such as AI and drones, much more frequently. In September 2025, Kim Jong-un ordered that the advancement of artificial intelligence and operational capabilities for unmanned armed equipment systems be made the top priority. In Kusong, North Pyongan Province, 7 new drone hangars were installed, and Kim Jong-un was seen observing a demonstration of an attack by suicide drones. And Kim Jong-un visited an ammunition production factory and ordered the modernization of production facilities in the munitions sector and the strengthening of artillery power. He also instructed that major munitions factories operate at full capacity 24 hours a day. It appears that these orders were given to increase weapons exports to Russia. At the 9th Party Congress in February 2026, AI, anti-satellite weapons, and electronic warfare systems were called special strategic assets. North Korea lacked modern warfare experience, but by joining the Ukraine war, they are gaining it and speeding up military modernization. A 2025 report by the Royal United Services Institute in the UK found North Korea's military had first-hand exposure to tactics needed for modern warfare on the Russian front. And based on this, North Korea is said to be accelerating the modernization of not only its military equipment, but also its tactics, showing that the North Korean military's conventional forces are being modernized for modern warfare. North Korea is benefiting from the wartime boom not only in the economy, but also in the military sector. On top of that, North Korea has also acquired mass production technology for drones from Russia this time. Drones have shown tremendous power when used in places like Russia and Iran. Now that North Korea has acquired such drone production capabilities, this is also becoming a security threat to South Korea. North Korea's growing military power could provoke more actions against South Korea. Plus, there's an important international situation we need to address. It's the fact that as North Korea gains access to Russia as a huge new source of funding, subtle cracks and changes are appearing in its traditional alliance with China. Until now, North Korea's economy has been so dependent on China that over 90% of its total trade relied on China. If China turned off the oil valve or tightened its control over goods, North Korea's regime itself would inevitably be shaken. It was a structure of dependency on China. With stronger Russia ties, North Korea now directly receives significant foreign currency, food, energy, and advanced technology. North Korea has gained diplomatic autonomy and freedom to act independently without worrying about China's opinion. In the past, North Korea might have hesitated to carry out provocations or military actions due to pressure from China, but now, with Russia as a strong supporter, they have a foundation to act boldly without hesitation. This situation is causing significant diplomatic dilemmas and security burdens for China. China basically wants stability on the Korean peninsula and is extremely wary of North Korea becoming uncontrollable. The more North Korea raises the level of its provocations based on the military technology and funds it receives from Russia, the stronger military coordination among the United States, South Korea, and Japan becomes in the Northeast Asian region. The United States uses this as an excuse to deploy more strategic assets in Northeast Asia and strengthen trilateral security cooperation with South Korea and Japan, which ends up encircling and pressuring China. This is why China is inevitably uncomfortable with North Korea and Russia getting closer and raising military tensions in Northeast Asia. The international community often sees this as a stronger North Korea-China-Russia alliance, but each country's interests are actually complex and intertwined. North Korea is turning to Russia to lessen its reliance on China and protect its regime, while China watches closely, worried about potential US military pressure. North Korea's wartime gains are reshaping Northeast Asia's diplomacy, extending beyond a security threat to the Korean peninsula. The most serious problem is that the wartime gains North Korea is enjoying are turning into a fatal and direct threat to South Korea's security. North Korea is now deploying weapon systems that were once only theoretical in Ukraine, gathering extensive real combat data. The North Korean Iskander, the KN-23 short-range ballistic missile, and large multiple rocket launchers are being used in combat, enabling North Korea to test their power, accuracy, and ability to evade Western air defenses in real time. They are gaining real combat experience on how to neutralize and penetrate the Patriot interception system currently operated by South Korea. From the war in Ukraine, North Korea is now enhancing its precision missiles to target sites like our Blue House or military command during a Korean peninsula crisis. Russian military technology and equipment are rapidly modernizing North Korea's conventional forces. Due to severe economic issues, North Korea has prioritized developing asymmetric weapons such as nuclear arms and missiles, leaving its regular infantry systems at 1970s levels. Through this deal with Russia, North Korea has gained mass production technology for reconnaissance and suicide drones, along with large-scale deliveries of advanced night vision goggles, body armor, and tactical communications equipment. This means that North Korean infantry units, which previously had almost no night operation capabilities, are now equipped to engage our military on equal footing even in the dark. With Russian drone expertise gained in Ukraine, North Korea's military can now conduct rear area disruptions and localized provocations at any time. The conventional military power gap we've maintained for decades is quickly closing because of Russian support and North Korean troop deployments. The combat experience of the North Korean military, honed through real combat and their modernized weapon systems, are putting the entire Republic of Korea under constant heightened threat. The hard-earned money North Korea has gained by exploiting loopholes in sanctions and the results of their military cooperation have come back as a blade directly threatening the safety of the people of the Republic of Korea.